Very good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is the fourth day of March. And some people regard this as the Sabbath. As the Sabbath that they always, in their custom, keeps. I welcome you all this morning to join me in a very, very interesting discussion. It's not the norm for me to be up at this time of the morning, but as the ancestral spirit leads, this morning will be a very fantastic morning, and a morning that you should all share this live and tell your friends, your relatives, even your enemies to tune in. Reginald, Tychicus the Revelator, Reginald 1950. Interesting discussion. This is not about lay and blah blah. This is about wisdom. Right? Lay, blah blah. People, you can just scroll and move on. This is just not your speed. Because we know we have some people, they uses these live for lay and blah blah, and at the same time we have the vast amount of people out there are starving for knowledge, hungry for knowledge. They are killing them one another because of lack of knowledge, and a lot of you find it comfortable to just come and chat people business, lie, promote all kind of immoralities on these lives, and not paying attention to what is happening out there, right? What is the issues, the serious situation that we are under? A lot of you spend no time in observing what is up, right? And this morning live, as I said before, if you are a lay and a kush and a cash person, scroll and go on. I have no time for that. But if you want wisdom, even if it is one and my attendance board, and you want wisdom, stick and stay to the very end. It is very beneficial to you all. This morning, as I open my book of wisdom, I turn my book of wisdom to First Esdras chapter 3. First Esdras chapter 3, and one would ask, who is Esdras? For those who stick only in the King James Version, right, of the Bible, and look nowhere else for wisdom, you're losing a lot. You're missing out on a lot. Now, Esdras, First Esdras, is an extended book of Ezra, one of the most wisest individual in the Bible. Ezra work out with Nehemiah and all those folks. So Esdras this morning has a story. First Esdras, because you have first and second Esdras, right? In their pronunciation, that's how you get Esdras, while in other pronunciation you get it known as Ezra. All right. So we're gonna look at this rich story this morning. We ain't gonna waste no time. In recent days, in this part of the world, in Jamaica, land we love, the subject of guards had been high on the lips and on the agenda of the authorities. Yes, it is high on their agenda. And in recent time, we have 2 guards who have gone down in Portmore in the line of duty. Right? In a couple of weeks ago, we have, I think, 2 more were gunned down at the Chinese construction site. So the guards, yes, they are very much in the news. The government is planning to upgrade them. They are to get special minimum. So the guard is a subject worthwhile discussing. And as I turn to my wisdom book of Esdras chapter 3, I will bring to you the story of 3 guards who were given the task to write about 3 subjects, or to to write. In those days, they did know it as an essay or a composition, would have been the better word, right? And some people look down on guards, and thinking that it's a low or standard job. So when you are a bodyguard or you're a guard, in comparing with some other jobs, it is a local job. But I can tell you, because I once was a guard and a bodyguard, and I knew exactly what this story is about. Being a guard, you have a lot of time to meditate, right? So these guards, they do lots of meditation, right? So when they were asked to compose this particular statement, it was quite easy for them to do. I must also drop in here, you have wise, wiser, wisest. You have good, better, best. You have tall, taller, tallest. And some people would say Solomon was the wisest man. But there was a particular guard in this group who was so wise, his name was Zerubbabel. So you can notice the name, underline the name Zerubbabel, right? Right? He was one of the guard there, right? Very smart fellow, right? As a guard, you wouldn't think that his scope of thinking is so wise and so huge. Well, I want you to follow the story to the end, right? Right, let's go. The Emperor Darius gave a great banquet for all those under him, all the members of his family and staff, all the leading officials of Persia and Media, all the chief officers, administrators, and the governors of the 127 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. When everyone had enough to eat and drink, they left, and Darius went to bed. He fell asleep, but soon awoke, right? With so much on his mind, right? Then the 3 young men, who happens to be the guard, who serves Emperor Darius as his personal bodyguard, said to one another, Let's each one of us name the one thing that he considers the strongest thing in the world. The emperor will decide who has given the wisest answer to this question, and will give magnificent gifts and a prize to the winner. He will wear royal robes, drink from a gold cup, and sleep in a gold bed. He will have chariot with gold studs bridles, wear a fine linen turban, and have a gold necklace. Because of his wisdom, he will be an advisor to the emperor and will be given the title relatives of the emperor. Then each of them wrote down the best answer he could think of, sealed it, and put it under the emperor's pillow. They said to one another, when the emperor wakes up, the statement will be given to him. He and the 3 leading officials of Persia will decide who gave the wisest answer. Now, just want you to just picture the 3 leading. All right. For instance, you're in Jamaica, land we love. You have the Prime Minister, you have the Governor General, and you have the leader of the opposition. So just think on that line, the 3 officials, right? Right? So they are the one that these gods are targeting, especially the emperor. Then they incorporated the other 2 to make certain that there are some strength there and some fairness, right? When the emperor wake up, the statement will be given to him. He and his 3 leading officials of Persia will decide who gave the best answer. The winner will be given the prize on the basis of what he has written. The first wrote, there is nothing stronger than wine. Who believe that? Right? Nothing stronger than wine. And he's going to tell you the reason why he wrote that. The second wrote, there is nothing stronger than the emperor. Yes, and he's going to explain why he said the emperor. Right? And the third wrote, there is nothing stronger than a woman. But truth can conquer anything. Mighty God. I love the word truth here. And I love how he incorporates women as one of the strongest thing on earth. Now, let's see if they are right. Please stick and stay. Share this live. Wisdom is passing through early this morning. When the emperor woke up, the written statement were given to him, and he read them. Then he sent messengers and called together all the leading officials of Persia and Media, including the chief officers, administrators, governors, and commissioners. He took his seat in the council chamber and had the 3 statements read aloud. Bring in the 3 young men, he said, and let them explain their answer. So when they were brought in, they were asked to explain what they had written. The speech about the wine. The bodyguard who had written about the strength of wine spoke first. And he said, Gentlemen, he began, wine is clearly the strongest thing in the world. It confuses the mind of everyone who drinks it. It has exactly the same effect on everyone, king or orphan, slave or free, rich or poor. It makes every thought happy and carefree, and makes one forget every sorrows and responsibility. All these are true, isn't it? Yes. Every thought, and yes, it makes everyone thought happy and carefree, and makes one forget every sorrows and responsibility. It makes everyone feel rich, ignore the power of kings and officials, and talk as if he owned the whole world. People who drink, people who cannot express themselves unless they drink. That's where they get their power from. The wine, what we would call rum or the boom, or that's what they just sum up in one word and call it wine. When men drink wine, they forget who their friends and neighbors are, and then they are soon drawing their words with their swords to fight them. They forget who their friends are and started to fight their friends when they're under the influence of the wine. Right? Then when they sobered up, they don't remember what they have done. No, sir, no me that. No, me not do such things. Just don't remember what you have done. Right? Under the influence. Gentlemen, he concluded, if wine makes man act in this way, it certainly must be the strongest thing in the world. Right? So he has his day, he has his story, he has his belief, he has his opinion that wine is the strongest thing on earth, but you still have two more gods to present their strongest thing on earth. Yes. Right? We don't know who's going to get the prize. Right? The speech about the emperor. Now, the emperor is a strong man. And if you are in Jamaica, or where you're in Russia, you are in Ukraine, you are in China, the leader, the emperor, the king, if they said lock down the country, it has to lock down. As we have seen in Jamaica in the days of COVID, when bro God said lock down the country, go in by 7 o'clock, everybody gone in. That's the power of the emperor, isn't he? God? All right, come on. Let's hear what this God wrote about the emperor. He said, the bodyguard who had written about the strength of the emperor spoke next. The gentleman, he began, nothing in the world is stronger than men, since they rule over land and sea, and in fact over everything in the world. But the emperor is the strongest of them all. He is their lord and master, and men obeyed him no matter what he commands. If he tells them to make war on one another, they do it. If he sends them out against his enemies, they go. Even if they have to break down mountains, walls, and towers, they may kill or be killed, but they never disobey the emperor's order. They never disobey the emperor's order. You see how powerful the emperor is? I remember seeing policemen boxing down and thumping down people because bro God ordered them to wear masks and this and the protocols and all of those things, right? Because he is the emperor, he is the king, he's the number one man. And these guys not disobeying his order, they are carrying out his duty. When they talk bad about the prime minister, and even if they run under their bed, he send these guys for them, right? That's the strength of the emperor. And poor little where them name, they still cannot find, they cannot find them. There are so many crimes committed against the common people, and nobody find the perpetrators. But then immediately, as you said, anything bad about the emperor guys found them, brought them to the emperor. Oh my God, must be a powerful man. Right? They may be killed or be killed, but they never disobey the emperor's orders. If they are victorious, they bring him all their loot. If they are victorious, they bring him all their loot and everything else they have taken in battle. Farmers do not go out to war, but even they bring to the emperor a part of everything that they harvest, and they compel one another to pay tax to the emperor. Can you imagine? Now let's see what is happening. Right? The emperor's control. The emperor is just one man, Just his title give him that strength. The prime minister is just one man, right? But he has everyone on the siege, right? Although the emperor is only one man, if he orders people to kill, they killed. If he orders them to set prisoners free, they do it. If he orders them to attack, they do it. If he orders destruction, they destroy. If he orders them to build, they build. If he orders crops to be destroyed or fields to be planted, it is done. As I read this, the importation of ganja from Canada comes to mind. If he said yes, and he filtered it down to the minister that in control, ganja exported from Canada to Jamaica. Yes, a country that grows the best ganja, right? And as a part of the agreement, if the emperor, the prime minister said so, yes, it has to be done. That is signed, seal. Cannot go no other way. Canada must send their ganja to Jamaica. All right? And certainly disrupting the flow of our own number one high-grade ganja in the world. Right? Because the emperor says so. I'm just opening up your eyes on some of the things that is happening around you that you're not noticing. Right? So, like I mentioned, the Lele and the blah blah people and the Cuscus people, this program is certainly not for you. It's for well thinkers who are thinking, right? Yes? Who are thinking. Not this program is not about selling your body or advertising your posterior. No. So you can just look, not up to your speed, move along. Right? Right? If he orders crops to be destroyed or fields to be planted, it is done. Everybody, soldiers or civilians, obeys the emperor. And when he sits down to eat or drink and then fall asleep, his servants stand guard around him without being able to go and take care of his own affairs. For they never disobey him. Gentlemen, he concluded, since people obey the emperor like that, certainly nothing in the world is stronger than he is. One would have thought so. So people started to worship him as God. In our part of the world, they call the number one man bro God, right? Bro God. Because everything he said stands. Now the final guard will now steps in. His name is Zerubbabel. And he was the smarter of them all, right? This Zerubbabel is no ordinary thinker. And that's what this story and that's what this world is about. Your ability to think out of the box. And who can think out of the box further than are much more powerful and more effective? You have some people who cannot see further than their hand back. And everything they repeat is what people tell them. Right? They do not think out of the box. Even though the first two was strong, the one that written right about the wine, yes, he has a point, and also the one that written about the emperor have a stronger point. But this Zerubbabel, he wrote about woman and truth. And I want you to sit back. And I want you to relax. And I want you to share the live and listen what this man said about woman first and then truth. Everybody know that I'm an ambassador for both woman and truth. Remember, I said I love pussy. Right? And man don't carry that organ. It's woman carrying it. Right? And that's why I said I love pussy. Right? Without fear of being cursing. Because our knowledge base is so wide that we know curse word from words to bill you. Not to kill you. Curse word or word to kill you. Right? Word like pussy is appreciative words. Appreciating that organ, as we call it. Pussy that brings forth life. So the base of our knowledge is much wider than those who cannot think out of the box. Zerubbabel was a thinker. And this is what he wrote. The speech about women. The bodyguard who had written about women and the truth, it was Zerubbabel. You notice only his name has mentioned. Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel spoke last. He said, gentlemen, the emperor certainly powerful. Men are numerous and wine is strong. Taking a swipe of the first two. And who rules and controls them all? It is woman. Is he right? Yes, he's right. Woman gave birth to the emperor. Come on, people. Wisdom is dashing out this morning. Although the emperor is strong, but he has to come out of a woman vagina. Wisdom is throwing out this morning. Yeah? Wow. Woman gave birth to the emperor and all the men who rule over land and sea. Now you have to say them things and rest. Right? Make it soak. Gather your head together. Catch your heart. wisdom passing through. Women brought them into the world. Women brought up the men who plant the vineyards from which wine comes. Mighty God, this is power. Woman makes the clothes that men wear. Women bring honor to men. In fact, without women, men couldn't live. Hell, up here. Men may accumulate silver or gold or other beautiful things, but if they seize a woman with a pretty face or a good figure, they will leave it all to gape, G-A-P-E, and stare, and they will desire her more than their wealth. Now, somebody tell me say I lie that now. So, tell me say I lie that now. Tell me say I lie that. Somebody bright enough come tell me say I know some man operate. No, let me, come on, Zerubbabel. Just nasty them up for me. A man will leave his own father who brought him up and leave his own country to get married. I like that. He will forget his father, several times it has happened, his mother, several times it has happened, and his country to spend the rest of his life with his wife, no matter how far, how near. Right? A man will take his sword and go out to attack, rob, and steal, and sail the sea and rivers. He may have to face lions or travel in the dark, but when he has robbed, stolen, and plundered, he will bring the loot home to the woman he loves. Tell me, say I like that now. How many are you benefiting from choppers? The man risking their life, their freedom, and some of them do it just tension of a woman. Yes, just to get the attention. Man, just to say to prove to the woman that I can spend big money, I can buy you Lexus, I can buy you Ferraris. Yes. And they would risk their freedom just for the woman, to see how powerful women are. Quite rightly so. They bring birth to the biggest, heaviest, toughest, wickedest gunman. And they give birth to the kings and the queens of the land. Right? So indeed, yes, they are powerful. Oh, glory be to God. And we must respect women. And I saw some fools killing women. And I'm not going to be apologetic in calling them fools here. Killing their strength. We could remember Shipara and Pua, right? Yes. We could remember the strength of Rosa Parks. We remember the strength of Nanny, right? Right? Come on, no man, right? For those I said before who doesn't have the knowledge base to contain these heavy stuff, scroll and go on, because I don't want the weak fence to pull down this powerful teaching this morning, right? Right? I want you to look into yourself. Those who are going around killing women, killing out the strength, killing out the balance of the land. We know who you are, sir. Right? If I should call you sir, you don't regard them. There's a competition between you and them. Right? who are taking the woman them life because you have perverted the order and convert your body to intake when you should be exhaling, right? And you're now competing with these women and destroying them. No man that kill a woman can come tell Reginald Tychicus Martin, Pussy Martin, that they love women. You don't kill or destroy what you love. And if you don't love me, I hate you, hate me. Although at the same time, we know that women would have done various things. But if you are a smart man, just like when the bowler bowl the bouncer, you duck it and duck it accurately that the ball flies over your head. Don't make it knock you in your head. Too much of uno man make woman knock uno out, get in a uno head. That's the only alternative when I see is to kill her. Stupid. Right? End your freedom. End your liberty to the nicest thing on earth, which is pussy. And sometimes you people go into to jailhouse and convert your back part into the front, your back end into a front end. Right? Yes? Because you did not think. Right? This Zerubbabel is thinkers. All I want you to do is to think like Zerubbabel. Please think. Right? Zerubbabel, think deeply into things. And people would ask, Tychicus, where do you study? I spend time in thinking. And I think about what I said. I think about what I do before I do them. I don't do them, then think. I think, then I do them, and I say them. We're going to continue with Zerubbabel extraordinary story. Right? A man loves his wife more than his parents. Some men are driven out of their minds and an account of a woman, and others become slaves for the sake of a woman. Exactly what I said before, right? That's the strength of a woman, right? Right? And although the emperor is strong, although the emperor can command people to die, a woman can do that, because a lot of men who died, right? Woman is behind the scene. They might not pull the trigger, but they are behind the scene. They give orders just like the emperor, right? Right? Others have been put to death, have ruined their lives, or have committed crimes because of a woman. Yes, you diss me girlfriend. You diss the woman down a market and you hear say a body was found on the causeway. Unsolved mystery. No one knows. Right? But she secretly said, the boy that diss me to come me take off my nice little G-string and make you have some fun in me. You just got kick with the boy the foot. Woman has those power to do so. Right? They don't have to come and war with you, because they look for the weaker head, and those they can influence, those they can show their bikinis, and they will take out a dozen man just to ride on her front end. Yes, it too happens. Wisdom in the morning. Come on. The emperor power is certainly great. No nation has the courage to attack him. But once I saw him with Ampane, his concubine, the daughter of the famous Barticus, while sitting at the emperor's right. She took his crown off his head, put it on her own, and then slapped his face with her left hand. All the emperor did was look at her with his mouth open. Whenever he smiles at him, he smiles back. And you know them little thing there, right? Although you're embarrassed, but you're not going to show it. A woman backs you in a crowd, boy, and through you love her so much, you remember her tight, sweet little passage. You don't want to lose it, so you just take backs, boy, right? Right in front of your friends. And she go on to the other corner and she smiles with you. And then you smile back with her because you don't want to lose her. Whenever she smiles at him, he smiles back. And when she gets angry with him, he flatters her and teases her until she is in a good mood again. All those are true, as darkness is the light. Right? Gentlemen, if women can do all that, surely there can be nothing stronger in the world. The emperor and his official just looked at one another in amazement. Can one man think so far? We weren't even thinking of that. And that's the reason why I bring this particular story to you this morning. Right? Because I know some of you who are watching and listening were not thinking thus far. Now this opened up your vocab. Now this will be posted back on Facebook. So you can always go back on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube for this knowledge. You can tell people about it, right? Right? One can chase 1,000. I don't want you to gather this knowledge and keep it. I want you to spread the word around, because not many people has the strength of their wisdom to listen to wisdom like this. They say it is boring. Right? Yeah. Right? Zerubbabel did not finish. And let us hear he now speaks about truth. God, the woman is so powerful, but he still finds something powerful than woman. Right? Then Zerubbabel began to speak about truth. Yes, gentlemen, he started. Woman, and he started back on his own self. He said, women are very strong. But think of how big the earth is. How high the sky is. Think how fast the sun moves as it rapidly circles the whole sky in a single day. Isn't that knowledge? Come on. If the sun can do this, it is certainly great. But truth is greater and stronger than all these things. Everyone on earth honors truth. Heaven praises it. All creation trembles in the awe before it. There is not the slightest injustice in truth. You will find injustice in wine, the emperor, women, all human beings in all they do, and in everything else. There is no truth in them. They are unjust and they will perish. Although the woman is so strong, but you have some liar. Although the emperor is so strong, he wicked and lie. Man to man is so untrust. Right? So they're subject to lie. Right? Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he said there is no truth in them. They are unjust and they will perish. But truth endures and it always strong. It will continue to live and reign forever. Truth shows no partiality or favoritism. It does what is right rather than what is unjust or evil. Everyone approves what truth does. Its decisions are always fair. Truth is strong, royal, powerful, and majestic forever. Let all things praise the God of truth. Now, mighty God. So you see why Tychicus love woman and truth. And who knows me downtown Kingston, all around Jamaica, all I do is talk about women and truth. Women, I love pussy. Right? Right? And I tried to edify the women to show them their downfall. Some of them cuss out my backside because they don't understand when you're advocating for them. Jamaican women are the prettiest set of women in the world, are the sexiest set of women in the world. But I cannot say that about their intelligence. Their intelligence failed them miserably. And the reason I'm going to drop this in is because it is true. And we are now on the subject of truth. They are not the most intelligent people in the world. They drop the ball regularly because of lack of knowledge. They made the wrong choices so regularly. They are choosing relationship. They choose vanity over humanity. Right? Yes. Indeed. Vanity over humanity. Right? They take the wrong person. Money over honey. Right? And particularly Jamaican women. Yes. Because other nations sell them looks. Because when other nations send here down here, a looks them send come give them to buy. So you can buy looks in any of these Chinese shops. You can buy color, you can buy nail, you can buy breasts, you can buy buttocks, you can buy makeups, right? And put on yourself. But you never dare get integrity and intelligence at any of these Chinese or other nations haberdashery to buy. And that is the reason why we are not dissing anybody, we are talking truth. And that is the reason why they are pretty and sexy but lack intelligence. They are pretty and sexy but they lack intelligence. Right? Right? And that's the truth. And if you want to call me Zerubbabel, you are free. That's my observation. That's how I think it out. That's how I see it. What happened here to Zerubbabel now? When Zerubbabel finished speaking, all the people shout, "Truth is great. There is nothing stronger." Then the emperor said to him, "You may ask anything you want, even more than what was agreed, and I will give it to you. You see how powerful truth is? You will be my advisor, and you will be granted the title relatives of the emperor. Mighty God. You see how rewarding truth is. That's why I will never stop speaking truth. I know there's a great reward coming. I'm not afraid to come and speak the truth. I'm not afraid that women are watching now. Women are listening. And when I said they had no intelligence, they are not planning to give me the things that I love. They are going to take it now. Hey, you this woman, so me not give me. Well, they are every hoe have their sticker bush. There must be a truthful woman out there. Understand what I'm saying. And she will, in a position at all times, to say, Tychicus was right. A Samaritan. She will also be rewarded if she admitted the fact. Right? She will also be miraculously rewarded for speaking the truth. Zerubbabel replied, Your Majesty, permit me to remind you of the solemn vow you took on the day you became emperor. You promised to rebuild Jerusalem. All these are truth Zerubbabel spitting out, right? You remember, we are in Jamaica here, and the Prime Minister promised us that we could sleep with our doors open. He promised us this pay cut, and he promised us all that has happened. And when he won the election, you hear nothing about those promises again, right? Right? So Zerubbabel taking the opportunity after the emperor, he had expressed himself in such a truthful way to the emperor, and he realized that now he got the emperor at his feet, so he's gonna now pick the bones of the emperor, right? Because he was seen as a little bodyguard before and could not speak to the emperor. Now the power of truth is now boiling up in Zerubbabel. So he looked at the strong emperor and he said, Your Majesty, permit me to remind you of the solemn vow you took on the day you became emperor. You promised to rebuild Jerusalem and to send back all the treasures that have been taken from the city. Remember that when Cyrus made a vow to destroy Babylon, he set these things aside and solemnly promised to send them back to Jerusalem. You also promised to rebuild the temple which the Edomites burnt down when the Babylonians devastated the land of Judah. So, Your Majesty, because you are a man of generosity, I beg you to fulfill the solemn promise you made to the King of Heaven. Then Emperor Darius stood up, kissed Zerubbabel, and wrote letters for him to all the treasurers, governors, and administrators in the province, ordering them to provide safe conduct for him and all those who's going with him to rebuild Jerusalem. Now, the difference is, if we speak like this against bro God, instead of receiving all these accolades, even if we hide under our bed, bro God sending his henchman for you. When you tell bro God the truth, bro God vex. But when Zerubbabel tell the emperor the truth here, he rewarded Zerubbabel. Yes. He ordered security. He ordered bodyguards for the bodyguards. Because he tell him the truth. If you ever said, remind bro God that him say, we I go sleep with the door open. Next thing you see some police officer and soldier come for you. Instead of providing protection, I'm just opening your eyes to what is going on, right? Because I know you're not thinkers. I know you're not thinking as far as I am. I know you're not seeing as far as I am. That's why my name is Tychicus, the profound one. Come on. I will help you to think. He also wrote letters to all the governors in Great Syria and Phoenicia, with special instruction to those in Lebanon to transport cedar logs to Jerusalem and help Zerubbabel rebuild the city. Glory. You see what truth can do, lions, right? Which do you prefer, to talk truth or tell lies, right? I know some individual, they never stop lying. And some of them tell simple lies. Police, soldier, nurse, teacher, doctor, they lie like glass. They are afraid of truth. Come on, we're talking the power of truth this morning, right? And the emperor also provided letters for all the Jews who wish to return to Jerusalem. One man did that, Zerubbabel. These letters guaranteed their freedom and ordered all governors, treasurers, and other administrators not to interfere with them in any way. All the land that they acquired was to be exempt from taxation, and the Edomites were to surrender the villages they had taken from the Jews. The Edomites, or we'll call them the white people, right? So they took it from the black Jews, right? Because they came, they saw, they conquered. Remember, all these were for the black. Everything, the gold, the silver, right? And Zerubbabel, with his truth, make all those have to go back into its original form by speaking the truth, right? So they have to, all the Edomites have to surrender the village that they had taken from the Jews. Each year, 1,500 pounds of silver would be given for the construction of the temple until it was finished. In addition, 750 pounds of silver would be given each year to provide for the 17th burnt offerings to be offered in the temple each day. All the Jews who left Babylonia to build the city of Jerusalem would be granted their freedom. Lord, one man do that, truth, right? Would be provided for the 17 burnt offerings to be offered in the temple each day. All the Jews who left Babylonian to build the city of Jerusalem would be granted their freedom, together with their children and their priests. The emperor orders gave specific instruction as follows. The priests must be supported. The robes for the temple service must be provided. The Levites must be supported until the temple and Jerusalem are completely rebuilt. And land and wages must be provided for all the guards of the city. He also reaffirmed Cyrus' instruction that all the small utensils and temple treasures that Cyrus had set aside should be returned to Jerusalem. Then the young man Zerubbabel left the council chamber, turned towards Jerusalem, looked up to heaven, and praised the King of heaven. Lord, all praises belongs to you. You are the source of all victory and wisdom. And I thank you, O Lord, for our ancestors, for giving wisdom to me, your servant. Zerubbabel took the emperor's letters and went to Babylon, where he told the other Jews everything that had happened. They praised the God of their ancestors because he had made it possible for them to go and rebuild Jerusalem and the temple which bears his name. For 7 days they held a joyful celebration, accompanied by something that I love so much, music. For 7 days they celebrate, they sing and dance. And whosoever know Tychicus, search my page. 24/7 I speak truth, I dance, I celebrate. Not a sad moment. So you are wondering which tribe I am from? The same tribe and bloodline of Zerubbabel. Right? That same line, Rich, from way down yonder, who loves truth, love women, love music, love to dance, love to speak truth. And when I speak truth, it ribbit. And then you think everybody did like Zerubbabel? No. Lions just couldn't take a moment of him. Homosexual could not take a minute of Zerubbabel when he speaks so nicely about women, when he speaks the truth of women, right? When he shows the love for the thing we call pum pum, like I am doing, right? Homosexual hate down to the ground when me walk on. Some of them can't control themselves, they show it. When I speak of the love of the penis and the vagina, the lesbian took me on left, right, and center. Right? When I speak the truth of the artificial penis, which is the dildos, lesbian took me on left, right, and center. Gay flag is inquiring about me. They keep searching my page to find out, looking for something to pin on me. Right? Yeah. Because I go openly and said, I love pussy. I love pussy. And I make no bones about that. Lesbian can't take them sound there. Eh? The backbiters, them can't take them sound there. Right? It's a dagger to them heart. So they come at me. They make plans. They plot against me. Right? How you think I am one of Jamaica's best dancers not getting no contracts? Not getting a bookings? Not getting a show? Why you think those things are happening? I bring joy to people. How JCDC don't see me to employ me? How JCDC and other organizations, right? The top television stations, how they don't see this man to interview him? How they do not see this man? Come on, put on a thinking cap. How they do not see the man that most girls are fascinated about. How they don't see him as a showstopper. Because I'm going in contrary of what they love. So they ain't gonna support this man. How I am the most talked about individual. I'm easily identified. The gray hair man, right? The old man we dance like a young boy and can't get a show. Can't get a bookings. Can't be on one of the top stage. Nobody decided to reward me. But don't worry, Zerubbabel was rewarded, but not by them. Because when God get ready, you got to move. That's why I'm not perturbed by not being contracted. Because they knew what they would want me to do. They cannot use me to do that. So they are running my files on a daily basis. They are searching for my page on a daily basis. They listen to my voices on a daily basis. So they knew who I am. They knew what I defend. Right? They knew exactly what I defend. They knew that it is purity and sanity over stupidity. As I'm on my live, you'd notice my attendance board. Right? They knew that it is purity over stupidity. It's purity over insanity. Right? Is humanity over vanity. They knew. That is what I supported. But they don't support that. It's quantity over quality they supported. It's vanity over humanity. They turn everything around. The songs they sing suggests that perversity. Back it up, back it up, back it up. I sing about front it up. Panny front, panny front, panny front. Me sing that. Joy chops, joy chops. Every man to a woman, every woman to a man. Me sing those songs. Yeah. Spinning it, spinning it, spinning it. Me sing those songs. Right? I recorded those songs. You'd have never hear me sing a song say, back it up or the girl bumper. Right? No, you could have never. So you're not going to get me on your stage singing about, turn back way, girl, turn back way, girl. I will never do that. I will never dance on stage with a girl back way. That's the reason why this man get no bookings. Because I'm not going to help them promote backwardness in this country or no country whatsoever. I have to show my appreciation to the front, right? My homage pays to the front, the eye, the nose, the breast, the navel, the vagina, all those are at the front, where you jollificate round the back. Me join the front line, the front row, right? That's what I join, right? So you ain't gonna come get me on stage promoting diplomatically the sodomatic works. No, you can't get this man to do that. You cannot get this man to do that. And they knew it, so they avoided this man. And that's why you see me, I danced to myself. Gregory Isaac said, I'd rather to be lonely than to live a dirty life. Me rather dance to myself. Cause me and a waterhouse badness. Me a waterhouse goodness. Right? Right? I must make a difference. I must stand up for what I know. I must be an example to the people. So people who love truth can join me in spreading truth around the world. This was a special edition this morning of Laugh and Learn. Remember, we'll be back tomorrow morning, probably a little later in the morning, going into the mid-morning, right? Tychicus, your revelator, will be back with you. Enjoy your Sabbath. Enjoy your day. We are in no way supporting religions. I'm supporting the one God of the universe. As Zerubbabel said, the God of our ancestors. We want all of you to know that our ancestors were here before us. And we have to go through our ancestor. They are the one that takes our message, our prayer, our frustration to the universal God. I am Tychicus, your revelator. See you then.